Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's it's Christmas Day. No, it's not Christmas Day. But Hilary, our daughter, is bringing over our Christmas stuff to make sure we get it and everything like that. So it's she's going to bring it over sometime today. So it's Christmas Day for us. It is December 15th of 2022. It's 9 a.m. in the morning. Not sure when Hilary will be here. Usually she's late for things. I believe that this video should be, the audio and the video should be in sync. Let me drag that over for you so you can see it. The control thing for Manicam. And what I did before I started this is did you see on the mic 2 here that when I clapped, it reacted. So I'm hoping, because the last time whoops, I tried the wrong one over here. So the other day, I think for a couple of videos I mentioned something, and that that really didn't work. I forget what I tried. And I think I mentioned that I was going to, every time that I got ready to make a YouTube video, that I would reboot my computer to see if that would have anything to do with it. I tried several other things. I've tried a lot of things. It has been a pain. I've moved my camera, which is on top of, I messed with my little tiny, I have several, but a little tripod that I've had on the desk or whatever that I think I have used, but anyway, I've got a nice, regular sized tripod on the desk, and cranked down quite a ways. And that's the view you're getting now. So let's see. Well, we should have the apartment maintenance people showing up sometime today. They come in at 9 in the morning. It's 9:03. I don't expect them to come right over here, but a while back, see if I can remember the exact details of it. Anyway, a while back, the thermostat here, went crazy. The heat was running. We had the heat, I don't know, set on 80, maybe 81 or something. My ex-wife, likes it. I mean, no matter what it is, if it's, wintertime, she wants it, the heat turned up to 70 or 81 or 82. And if it's, summertime or whatever she wants. I think I lost track of where I was going with this thing. Anyway, it's always, but anyway, we didn't adjust it, The last time, I can't remember, but it was like the thermostat was running and wouldn't wouldn't actually respond. I mean, it was lit up and everything, and it had new batteries in it and that type of stuff. But it was, uh, up in the high 80s, and I had to mess with it to get it to stop. Well, the same thing happened last night, and I, went through the steps or whatever, and decided to go to bed, sleep for a little bit, and then woke up and it was uh, 89, 89 in here. And so anyway, I made out a work order, and I wish they'd just put a new, the thing snaps, what do you think, snaps in there. So I don't know. I got a thing that I got a feeling there's a, it's not a new product. I mean, I think there's just a problem with the chip, and maybe a recent storm or something. Maybe it sent a little extra juice through it or something. I don't know. Anyway, actually, since I was turning a work order in, I turned 3 in. We've got a kitchen sink. Quite a while back, they installed a new, not a new sink, but the new faucet type thing. Before we had, I think, 2 faucets, hot and cold or whatever. And they replaced it with a thing that's a handle that sticks up, and then you move it side to side, like you were steering a boat or something like that. The thing keeps breaking, comes loose. So you got this in your hand. And they haven't, I've turned several work orders in, they've come out and they've put that little tiny screw in there. I don't actually think it's a screw, I think it's more like a set, a thing that you use a wrench. I thought you used a little screwdriver to turn it in, but I looked at it when it came off last week or whatever, and it looks like maybe there's a real small hex wrench that goes in and tightens it down, but it doesn't last. I mean, so I hope they do something about that. With my ex-wife in a wheelchair, it's really hard for her to, it's even hard for my son and I to get this, so we have to kind of hold it on and then move it or whatever, and then sometimes it falls, in the sink. So anyway, I guess I'll be out here to work on that sometime today. So I hope that the synchronization is fixed, and I've actually lost weight, by the way. Let's see, what was it? I can't remember what my high was. I've lost quite a few pounds. Let's see, it was 2... I can't remember. Whoops. I used to write my weight occasionally on my, I took that down. I need to take these 3 screws out of the wall. I'm going to try to find something to put on the wall here. Rather than a whiteboard. And two, what I'm going to try to do is, my ex-wife, I think she hates me. No, I'm kidding. But several of my t-shirts, I think she pours Clorox in the thing so they get. So I want to get some new t-shirts, gradually, maybe one, from time to time. And since I'm on screen, I looked into 1-minute videos. I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not. I looked into, yeah, I did mention it, I know, that you have to use your cell phone to make those videos. You use the cell phone software to make those videos. And it's got to be, I think, what do they call it, the portrait mode? And I'm not going to do any 1 minute videos. I wouldn't be good at it. But I wanted to at least, get enough that I had a roll of, maybe whatever it is, 6, 8 or whatever. And maybe I could come up with the best, for me. And then that would be it. I wouldn't try to do anymore. But I gave up on that. Let's see, what do I... somebody, a few times in the past, the lists which are helpful to me, and I'm sure it'd be helpful to you too, you can, with an Amazon account, you can make various lists. Like you could make a wish list and put things there, that way your family or somebody could go and say, oh, okay, so-and-so, wants such and such, and pick it off the list, and I guess your size and everything too. I never did that. I never made until just a few days ago. I just made a list, and there was, I put everything, because for years I've been putting things on there, but it wasn't things that I necessarily wanted to buy, although there were a few of them that I put on there to remember, that's maybe what I wanted to buy. But what it generally was if I did purchase something, I had it on the list, and things that I thought I might be interested in for some reason, I'd put on the list. So there was almost nothing on there that, I wanted. Well, there were some things that, but it was just a list of things that I could pull up. So if somebody asked me a question about, what camera USB camera am I using, I could pull up the one I was using and had used in the past and all this type of stuff. And that's how I used it. Anyway, somebody the other day said, do you have a wish list, like for Christmas or something like that? And I answered him back and said, no, I've never had one of those. And I explained how I used the list that I had. And I said, but I don't know if I don't know when I started using a list like that. I said, but it's never been that, never been a, Christmas wish list or a birthday wish list or anything like that. But I said, you're mentioning it as that's something I should I should work on. So that's what I did. I made up a little wish list, a gift list for Jim Howard. And so I've put things on there. And I think it looks kind of neat, because you can list the item, people can click on it and see, what it is that, that you actually want. Although I'm saying, though, that I still want to put some things on there, I'm interested in it, do I want it enough that I'm going to buy it? I don't know, Well, the next time, okay, like I would like to have a Pixel 6a, Android cell phone. And man, I bought some. I have two cell phones. Only one's using T-Mobile service, and the other isn't. I'm just using you know the local network. My local network. But this is a Pixel 4a, and I hate, really, actually, I hate telephones, all kinds of telephones, because I'm hard of hearing, and other reasons. But actually, the 4a, Pixel 4a, it's a nice cell phone. But I would like to have oops. Okay, I'm back. You didn't even know I was gone, did you? Two maintenance guys came to the door to fix three problems that we have here. The thermostat one, they didn't know what was wrong with it, and it appears to be working, So, did I mention? Let's see. A few months back, the air conditioner was running. I can't remember now if it was heat or air. I think it was heat, and it was like it was like an oven in here. And I messed with it, and I got it. I don't know how. I mean, tried different things, turned it off. With the heat running, it wouldn't stop, and I turned it to air, and then cooled it down, and whatever. And then last night, same type of situation, developed this all of a sudden. It was 87 degrees in here, 87 degrees. And at that, the furnace was running at that point, and it wouldn't, putting it on stop didn't, but finally messed around with different things. I opened it up, put new batteries in it. Of course, it wasn't the batteries, and all types of stuff. And then I just ran the air conditioning, and I could switch over from heat to air, and then took it down with the air conditioning going. And then last night late, I don't know whether 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Not sure what time it was. And then everything appeared to be working with the system. And sorry, I forgot that everything seemed to be working. Went to bed and then woke up. I don't know what time, 7 in the morning or something like that, and it was 89 degrees because the heat was running. And so anyway, I turned in a work order, and then I turned in a work order for our kitchen sink. And if I remember correct, a long time ago, we had 2 knobs. That was great. And then they came in and installed a new, thing. And you have one of these things that, like a thing on a boat, rudder or controller or whatever. And that, eventually that thing broke off, the handle came off. I don't know. A couple of times, I don't know how many times, I had to turn in a work order because the thing would just come off, whatever. So it had the same, thing would come off, and especially with the ex-wife being in a wheelchair, she's down kind of, for her, it would, for Jimmy and I, we could kind of hold it, because it was off. I mean, there was nothing holding it. There's a little tiny thing that a screw, or not a screw so much as I think thing that you tighten down on it, and that was a pain. Just made it something that should be simple was easy. So I turned in the work order for that last night, and they said that they couldn't fix it. It'd be a day or two, and I said that's fine. We've been dealing with this for for a long time, and they said that the thing inside there that it was broken, and so they'd have to, I don't know, get a new one or something. So that's going to get taken care of. Now the other problem was the dishwasher for a long time now. I mean, everything was, we've lived here for years, and the ex-wife lived next door for years before I came to Fort Worth. But the dishwasher here eventually was not draining water. So when you get done doing the dishes and it goes through all the cycles, washes the dishes and all that kind of stuff, and then there's heat that dries the dishes and that kind of stuff. But then a lot of water was left standing in the bottom of the thing. So I think we had them come out a couple of times, and they really didn't, they didn't really accomplish anything. And actually, I think these guys are fairly new, but two of them came, and they did something the other guys, didn't do. Got underneath there, and I don't know what they did. They said that was fixed now, so that problem should be gone. That's going to make the ex-wife really happy, because that water was, staying down in there. And then, she would clean it, up, which was difficult for her. It'd be really difficult for me to get to bend down, or to get down is difficult for me. And so anyway, they said that's fixed, and that's going to make her really happy. Also, I'm a river unto my people. For the, I don't know how many items I received in the past to review, when Amazon let me review them, and then they decided, they never told me the reason, but they prevented me from reviewing items, and they deleted the 1,000 or more reviews that I had done for Amazon, on Amazon, and no word that they were doing it. They just deleted everything, and I couldn't post a review. Like when I purchased something. And my complaint with them is, I know what they thought, and because I mentioned it on my site here, and the few of you that commented disagreed with me. But what I did was, and it turned out most of these people who wanted something, wanted me to review something, were young Chinese, and I think they probably worked for some company that made some product or whatever. And I think the company probably told all the employees, well, you can make millions of dollars in the United States selling, here, just buy, we'll take it out of your paycheck, just take, buy 25 of such and such. And put it on Amazon to sell. So what they did is, those people contacted people and said, hey, would you review such and such for me? And you get to keep, the product. And now, of course, there was a whole bunch of these people, young people, who, their English was bad and everything else, But there was a bunch of them that said, hey, I'll give you $5 or $10 if you give me 5 stars or something. There'll be stuff like that. I didn't even answer those people, when they sent a thing, hey, would you review something for me? I didn't even answer those. And, but I knew that these young people, because I knew that they thought if they got like 4 reviews, on Amazon you could get 5 reviews. If they got 4 reviews, they thought they would be destroyed, that nobody would buy their product or whatever. And I knew that. So if they did, you know, if there was a product that I couldn't give 5 stars to, legitimately, you know, there would have to be a 4-star or even a 3-star or something, you know, I would contact them and I'd say, hey, you know, here's the problem I have with your thing, and I can't give you 5 stars, but I could give you 4 stars or 3 stars or something. And they would, and I'd say, but do you want me to review it or not review it? Oh, please, please, thank you very much. Please don't review it, don't review it. So I wouldn't. I didn't say anything good about it. I didn't review it, you know. And anyway, I explained this on my, you know, YouTube channel or my blog or whatever I was doing at that time. Who knows? Well, I was doing all those things. And people said, well, that's, you know, that's, you're cheating or whatever. And I said, no, I tried to explain it, and everybody disagreed with me. And I said, you know, I'm not saying that they have a 5-star product or anything like that. I'm not even saying they have a 4-star product because they don't want it reviewed. And, but anyway, so then after that, at some point, boom, somebody just, one of my followers or something said, Jim, all of your reviews on Amazon are gone, you know, over 1,000 or something like that. And two, what I did is, you know, I did a written review for the product, but then for most of them, I included a video. And some of those videos ended up, you know, on YouTube. But they deleted everything. I mean, I wish they had informed me, we think you're a crook or whatever they wanted to say, but let me download my stuff, because I could have used some of the, you know, some of those videos. I could have maybe edited them also and used some of the videos or something, but they didn't do that. And I wasn't mad. I'm glad, because, but what I did, by the way, with just about everything that I got, that they, you know, that I was sent by these people to keep after I reviewed it, just about all of that stuff, I just gave to people. These two guys that were here, the maintenance guys, I gave them multiple items the last time that they were here. Gave the one guy a small computer, and I forget what else the other guy got. And the guys who worked before these guys in the past, I gave them one thing, Kill Light flashlights, you know, and one guy lost his, and I gave him another one. I received a product, a review that was a cable with a, you know, light and a camera on the end of it that went down into pipes and stuff like that. I gave it to, you know, one of the, so I've been a river unto my people. And a whole bunch of people, you know, throughout this apartment complex, I just would give them, you know, give them things. And and I really did a good job. Well, I'm not sure how great my reviews were. I mean, I tried to do, you know, but the things that I did were like, I still have that. I got an electronic scale, and before I'd had one of those scales that, you know, thing goes around, you know, what is that number, you know, is that 280 or what is it? I can't see it, you know, but I got, and I reviewed that, and then, you know, like a year or year and a half later, or something like that, you know, the battery died. So, you know, it just took 9-volt batteries, I think. No, it took a little round, like things that used to go in watches now go in everything or whatever. So I would replace those, and then I would go and update the review that I had done, you know, 2 years ago. Hey, and I would update it. Hey, you know, this was that way you could see when it was purchased, you know, that kind of stuff. But I put in there, hey, you know, the battery lasted, and so there was several, you know, additions I made to that, and there was other things that I would make additions to the review. Now there were some items that I did keep. I kept a couple Kel lights for myself, or a tactical flashlight, you know, things like that. A few things I kept, but most all of it, 90% or more, I just gave away to people. And Amazon, I guess, thought that I was, I don't know, being a bad guy or something, and far from it, far from it. This one guy, I gave him I forget even which one, I gave him a computer or whatever. And anyway, so anyway, the three problems here look like well, I know this thermostat thing. They couldn't reproduce the problem, and so it's going to take it having to happen when they're here. So I mean, I can't leave the temperature, all night long or something until the next day or whatever. We'd melt, or whatever it's doing. Anyway, the water left over in the bottom of they said that was fixed. That's going to make Darlene really happy. That'll be her Christmas present, I guess, because that's been a real problem for her. Altogether, the three of us, I think they make one person. I can't. It's really hard for me to bend over or get down, or if I do get down, if I plug something in, then it's like hell for me to get back up and that type of stuff. She's in a wheelchair, and I mean, and my son, you're never quite sure what he's going to, do. There's times that the internet would go, sometimes you lose the internet for some reason, problem someplace else. Car crashes into a pole and then you lose your internet for a little bit. But there's been several times I've woke up and he would be disassembling the router or something or other, saying there's a bad chip in it or something. No, don't touch anything, don't touch it, so. Altogether we make almost one person. Anyway, I think that this problem with the responding, I think that's... Anyway, on the wish list, I've got the Pixel 6a. Oh, the reason I want is actually I have small hands like Donald Trump, but I actually would like to have something larger than the 4A, and that's something above 6 inches, So the other, let's see. Oh, I would also like to, I'm not sure about the 6A, if it's waterproof or water resistant or whatever, but I like storms. I like taking video of, storms and stuff. I'm scared to death, that it's going to, so I would like to have a Pixel, so it's on my wish list. And this thing I just added, these headphones. I have some headphones that have worked great for me, inexpensive headphones, that I was sent, by the way, to review. That's something I kept. And they have worked really well for me. But, and these are only $30. I'd like to have this maybe. And I think I put, where you put, I didn't put, hey, I really want, whatever the lower level is or something. So that's kind of the problem. Maybe I need another list. Okay, now here's a problem, and this is not my problem, this is Amazon's problem. Okay, one of these are both marked Pixel 6A, and only one of them was the other one was another cell phone, and I checked, it's not it's their fault. For some reason, it turns. I guess I need to delete. Anyway, here's a shirt or a sweatshirt. It's kind of expensive, but that's on my wish list. And then this Logitech Beam Premium LED streaming key light with true soft, adjustable, desk mount, etc., etc. I could actually use a couple of those. Now here, the Apple Pencil. Let's see. Okay, I don't think the Apple Pencil works with the Pixel 6a. I mean, I know it doesn't work with the Pixel. I mean, it doesn't work with the, anyway, that's t-shirts. Mini PC Windows 11. Okay, I have, the B-Link, which I had nothing but problems with. And, but I'd like to have another small one like, and it looks like this Mini PC Windows 11 Pro might be one. Then I've got cashews on here. I like cashews. And here's the very thing that I ordered in a while back, and the SSD broke as I was setting it up, And I have two of these tables now. I use them as like a desk, and I've got so much stuff in here. I need another one of those desk too, because I'm always putting stuff on my bed in order to find something and whatever. I think if I had another one of these over there someplace, I'd have to make room for it. I could have a few tools out that I could find, and then I could also put some stuff there to work on and stuff. I've never had one. I've always liked these bank or desk lamps with a green shade or whatever. And here is walnuts, 3 pounds. I think I've seen these. And I think sometimes, I believe, I get these for $10 for 3 pounds on sale or something rather. But right now they're at the regular price of $22 or something. Anyway, I've set up a wish list. Maybe what I need to do is go back and create that other list, and what should I call it? Not a wish list, information list or something. It's things that I put stuff on in the past. I took that and went down it, and created this new wish list out of it, and so that other one doesn't exist anymore. But I'd like to create a new list for that. But I'm afraid it might get confused with, being a wish list, something so I don't know. Maintenance guys just left, and the ex-wife is still sleeping, and my son, you can probably hear him snoring in the background. If the dishwasher is really fixed, Darlene's going to be really happy. And by the way, I think I already mentioned at the beginning of this that Hilary is going to be coming out sometime today, and what she'll do is she may bring food that she cooks, or she might stop and pick up stuff for us, hamburgers or something. But what she'll bring is, candy canes, different kinds of candies, with Santa Claus's head, or all kind of stuff, and then no telling what else she might bring. So she lives about 45 minutes from here with her son, who's grown. And somebody asked me the other day, because they've been paying attention and reading my or watching my videos, and he said, what about your daughter getting this place that all of you could live there? And she has the property, and she's fixed it up, and she continues to do stuff, and she's happy. She's got wild animals, deer, and all kinds of things, out there, which scares the hell out of me, because she loves animals, and she thinks, she likes snakes, and and so, but she wants a place where the three of us could come out there, and there's not really enough room, especially she works on the phone. She does telephone type work, and she's well paid for it because she's really good. And but I think my son being out there would be a problem. You're never quite sure what he's going to do, and the company, I think it's stupid of the company, people call in through the company, and then they get switched to the different people who are providing whatever service they're providing on the phone. And the company that she works for, they have a whole bunch of rules, and one is, she says, that you're not allowed to have any sound in the background, like an airplane flying over, or a police car or ambulance or something going by, and all this kind of stuff. And I think that's a bunch of crap, But she says the company is really, they have the rules. And with my grown son, there's no telling, no telling it wouldn't be his snoring so much. And, Darlene, she needs like a ramp, for her wheelchair or whatever. And I don't see Hilary really being able to take my son out there, her brother. And then there's a problem with, with room, or, whatever. So I'm not sure that I'm not sure we're going to make it out there with her. But that's her plan. And let's see. Okay, we're coming on 30-minute video here. Seems like I know I've repeated some stuff. Yeah, I have people, and they're legitimate. I have people with their, will say that you repeat yourself. Yes, I do. I think, especially with the American people, you need to repeat yourself, And there are some other things too, that they say that are correct, One of which is, I'm always changing things. That's something I've been doing forever, all my life. And let's see, what else? And other things, yeah. Anyway, I've updated this gift list. I accomplished that. It took me years to get around to actually doing it. And there's some other things that I actually need to change. DeSantis goes full vaccine conspiracy. Live Texas police chase. Self-driving is a Tesla self-driving versus everyday roads. I'm looking at YouTube video. Oh, you don't see that. Okay. Catching up with the Smothers brothers. They're still alive. Officer dragged to ground. Results in high-speed pursuits. I tell you what, I don't understand the Trumps and a whole bunch of other people. I mean, Trump supporters or whatever. But here you have Eric Trump. He launches an attack against the special prosecutor. Prosecutor's wife. Oh my God. You know, the special prosecutor that the Justice Department or whatever appointed, you know, to investigate Trump and the criminal things that he's done. And there's no doubt about the criminal thing. I mean, there's no doubt about the things that he's done. You know, stealing classified documents and just taking documents from the White House is a crime, even if they're not classified material. And everything else that Trump has done. And here, you know, a special prosecutor has been appointed to see what needs to be done. And Eric Trump launches an attack against the special prosecutor's wife. How stupid are these people? I mean, how? Is Eric Trump trying to get his father, you know, sentenced to life in prison, or what in the hell's going on? It happens all the time. Weird. It says here that Trump gets crushed in polls. Let's see. Oh, a surprising poll or whatever has DeSantis at 56% and Trump at 33%. Wow, that is surprising that Trump, you know, has dropped to 33%. I like these coming home surprises of, you know, soldiers and airmen and Navy men and all that kind of, you know, coming home. Did you see where the airlines are trying to get it passed so that they only have to have one pilot on an aircraft instead of two? That's insane, because I'm sure you've seen the very same thing I've seen, where, you know, and they've seen the audio or heard the audio and seen the things where, you know, a co-pilot will call in, you know, the pilot just died. They don't say that, you know, but he's incapacitated or whatever, and need to land right away and that type of stuff. And those things happen. They had one situation where, you know, recently, I'm sure you probably saw the video and saw it on the news, that the pilot was acting really, really strange, you know, bizarre. And the co-pilot was like, you know, kept saying to her, oh shit, this is not good, you know. And then the pilot said he was going to go use the restroom or something. And he went out, and the co-pilot flipped whatever switch it is that locked the door. So even knowing the code or something or other, the pilot wasn't able to get back in. But the pilot, when he got out there, started talking to people and the plane and everything else, and this, you know, the other employees that were out there were like, oh my God, this guy's, you know, he has, and they eventually had to restrain the pilot. Put him down on the ground and hold him down on the floor of the airplane or whatever. Those things happen. And now, of course, what the airlines are saying is, well, they would start with just having one pilot on cargo planes. There's a tremendous number of flights of cargo planes. And only having to have one would, free up those pilots to be able to work on the other flights and stuff. And they instead of making multi-billions of dollars, the airlines, a year would be making, I don't know, 10 times that or 100 times that if they had all these other pilots available. And but that's a bad. Well, I don't know. I think that's a bad idea. Thinking you're going to have one pilot on board. Now I know they can, they can press some buttons and the plane will land itself and do all kinds of stuff. But still, when things happen, oh wow, that's a really bad idea, I think. But what do I know? Okay, 34 minutes. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this thing is in sync.